I wanted to take this next minute to go through some of the additional instruments that we use in our inspection. This is a device that allows us to accurately measure temperature and relative humidity. And we use this to compare humidity in your crawl space, in your attic, in your living quarters with that of the humidity outside. Humidity is a really important indicator for mold and also dust mites, which actually more people are allergic to than mold. So high humidity is an important thing to control, especially in this climate. We use this device, which is what's called a surface infrared thermometer. So my hand is 91 degrees. And we can use this to identify air leaks as well as insulation problems on ceilings and walls, and is really an important tool for us to track down some building-related problems. This device is an electromagnetic field meter, and it actually measures it in milligauss. And EMFs are something that a lot of people are concerned with. High-level radiation for long periods of time can affect people's health, and so we like to measure certain areas that people spend a lot of time in the bedrooms, in main living areas and offices, and make sure that they're in acceptable levels. This is a light meter, which we use to both make sure that certain areas in the house have enough lighting for the task at hand, kitchens, offices, and we can also identify just basically the power of different light sources. We use this tool, which is it's actually a measuring tool, and it allows us to actually measure distances because we do a very accurate takeoff of the entire house, measuring all the different rooms, which we use to do our load calculations when we're trying to understand how the house performs. This device is actually a gas leak detector, and what we can do is actually, if we do find any indication of gas leaks, any kind of smells or anything, this will actually identify very specifically where they're coming from and very rapidly. This last device is what's called a combustion analyzer. And what we do with this is we actually measure how efficiently both your furnace and your hot water heater and any other appliances in your house are actually running. And this will give us information in terms of carbon monoxide and other gases that are being emitted, but specifically what amount of the energy that's in that gas is actually being converted into energy in your home, and making sure that all your equipment is running properly. When we take all the data that we've gathered through all these tests and these instruments and we compile them, we create a report, which is what we call a diagnosis. And this healthy home diagnosis very specifically goes through and catalogs the information that we've found in terms that you'll understand, and specifically identifies those issues in your home. In addition, there'll be a prescription as an addendum to that report, which will be specific steps that you can take that will solve the problems that we've found holistically and can have the biggest impact and the biggest return for your investment.